just find your people. Like, I guess talking in terms of the hip hop space in Perth, it's a pretty cool little community. We can all go to the top together and just build it together. One step at a time.
Fantastic. Hearing a lot of community. Next, I'm going to go a bit more to industry literacy. So this will be directed at Owen and Rachel mostly. Industry terms such as publishing, royalty, masters, distribution, are there any terms that you think for an artist starting out are important to know, and for an artist starting out, how would they go about getting those tips?
Learning the terms. I think as an artist, learning, I guess, terms is one thing, but learning like your royalty streams, where your income's coming from, starting there. Publishing a master's is very complicated. I don't think we can cover that in 45 minutes without a massive Venn diagram behind us. But I guess publishing is a huge thing that many artists have no idea what it is or what it's about. And it's mainly got to do with your songwriting and, songwriting as an artist and where you get paid when your song gets performed and things like that. So I think understanding what master means, what publishing means, what splits means. Google is great. Reaching out to me, reaching out to one of us, I'm sure we'll have the time to jump in a call and explain it to you. But there's a lot of people that are willing to share their knowledge and give you a bit of insight. But,
I think as well it's about kind of being, like, knowing what you need at the time you need it. So not trying to jump into overcomplicating or jumping too far. It's important to know about distribution at the time that you're recording and releasing music. Trying to kind of think too far ahead will just mean that you're not focusing in what you need to at the place that you're in your kind of development right now. Also, I think there's a lot of artists who kind of just don't understand what they're signing and just sign things away all the time. So I think it's also just being aware that there's people you can ask for advice. I think we've got a great community in Perth who are very open with their time, and that's not something that's necessarily replicated all around the world in music communities, but in Perth we've certainly got a core group of people who are very generous with their time and advice. And before you sign things, if you're ever questioning it, there are people around. There's Wham, Rachel, there's hundreds of people who will take their time to be like, this is where you need to find what you need to know before you put your pen to paper.
Yeah, definitely. Every contract, please get it read over. I had an artist reach out to me about a month ago who signed to UMG in the US, who's Perth-based, trying to get out of a record deal, and it was pretty hard. Did not get that contract read over, so Rory's locked in for a little bit, and there's unfortunately nothing we can do.
Yikes. I think in terms of industry terms, you guys are saying reach out, know when it's important to reach out, and build your own literacy over time where it kind of suits you in your career.
It's confusing as well. It takes a while to understand where everything fits and sits. It's taken me a long time to kind of understand everything.
Yeah. As an artist, I just occasionally get $3 from Apple here and there. All right, moving on. Culture. Where do you think culture can uniquely intersect when it comes to music, and then when it comes to different forms of art and forms of business? So, where do you think there's an intersection between, for example, we've got Michael from Street X and Jamal from Sneakerland. Where do you see an intersection between music and that sort of streetwear culture?
I personally see both, music and streetwear culture. It's all about how you individually want to express yourself. You get people that want to express themselves in the most extravagant way, and then you'll get people that want to, keep it plain, keep it simple. Me personally, I come from a skater background, so I always wore the baggy t-shirts, oversized jeans, shorts, that was like the padding back in the day, no helmet, nothing like that. And that kind of transcended into a lot of the style that I also wear. And then, when I'm doing my performances and incorporating that into my music personally, I like to go off that same approach, kind of the less is more type approach. So I think it definitely is all about how the individual wants to express themselves, because it is that at the end of the day.
Thank you, Evan. Expression is very important. Just like I said before, you have to know who you are, and obviously culture is so about skate, basketball, so many different things. But let's say with Sneakerland, obviously for me, trying to connect, Sneakerland is not just about shoes, but the shoes is it's a tool that can bring people together because each shoe represents some sort of image, and like the Jordans represent, so much to do with his swag in the court, and then obviously we have the superstars and all these other shoes that represent different things. So I think the way you dress also reflects on your character, and if the two matches, then you are portraying an image that can essentially expose you to that personal culture. But like you said, it just depends on what you're trying to do and how you express yourself. And if you're trying to be, let's say, a trendsetter, you have to be very careful with how you style yourself. There's a lot of kids that will, or anyone that will sort of be inspired by the way you dress. Like the NBA guys right now, just wearing very expensive clothes because they have big contracts. So therefore they dress reflects on the value of the money they make. But obviously for artists like small artists that don't have much budget, they dress very simple and their characters sort of highlight more than what they're wearing. So culture and fashion and music, they always work together. Just a matter of finding the right recipe to
Good point, good point. I think next we'll go back over to Owen. And just what is available for an artist out there in terms of funding on both the state and a federal level? And if you were an